Welcome aboard the Love Boat. This truly escapist 70s content was centered around a luxury passenger cruise ship and its crew. And nearly every up-and-coming or even A-list 1970s actor appeared in at least one episode of The Love Boat, as each episode needs new guests.
I'm sure I'll have a great time.
This show is a wonderful time capsule to the late 70s, with the fashion and mood to match. Executive produced by Aaron Spelling. I think after selling his 9th soul to the devil, as he already had helped create Starsky and Hutch, Charlie's Angels, and it seemed about 70% of all programs. They even paired for much of its run for a Saturday Evening Twin Billings with Spelling's 5th soul, Fantasy Island. And fans truly could escape to warmer climates each weekend for some adventure and romance. I'm your callback captain, Nostalgic Nick, and today we're heading back to the MS Pacific Princess to revisit the cast of one of the most iconic television shows of all time. If you enjoy our voyage, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss one of our excursions. Without further ado, let's hit the open waters. Gavin MacLeod. MacLeod as Captain Merrill Stubing was perfect for the ship's and the show's lead anchor, providing a fatherly role to the crew and viewers as well. When he got the Love Boat script, his agent told him it flat out sucked, but that Spelling envisioned MacLeod for the part. And Gavin, being the seasoned TV pro he was, recognized the opportunity. A gold mine, a feel-good show was just what he was looking for, and America agreed for nearly a decade.
I'm as excited as you are.
MacLeod began acting in 1957 after serving in the U.S. Air Force. He then moved to New York City, changed his name from Alan C. to Gavin MacLeod, surmising that C was just too confusing of a last name to make it big with. His first credited film role was in 1958's I Want to Live, a prison drama starring Susan Hayward, where he was noticed and cast in his breakout role as the nervous Ernest Hunkel in 1959's Operation Petticoat. His first regular TV gig began in 1962 as Happy Haynes on the Ernest Borgnine-led vessel McHale's Navy. But Gavin left the show after 2 seasons to appear in the Steve McQueen film The Sand Pebbles. Then the 70s brought MacLeod's biggest role to date, Murray Slaughter on CBS's wildly popular Mary Tyler Moore Show, which won him lasting fame and 2 Golden Globe nominations. In recent years, we've seen MacLeod guest appear in some fun comedies, from The King of Queens to That 70s Show. Gavin and his wife were also evangelical Protestants and hosted the Trinity Broadcasting Network for 17 years, primarily a show about marriage called Back on Course. In 2013, MacLeod released his memoir aptly called This Is Your Captain Speaking, My Fantastic Voyage Through Hollywood, Faith, and Life. But sadly, after a period of ill health, Gavin died at his home in Palm Desert, California, on May 29, 2021. The captain was 90 years old, and from land to sea, he lived one heck of a life. Bernie Capel.
I'm ready.
Adam Bricker, simply known as Doc, was the playboy doctor of the group, always hurrying up his patients and releasing a nice he when he finally does relax. Capel was already well known to TV audiences when he taught himself a Russian accent and snagged the recurring role of Maxwell Smart's nemesis, Siegfried, on the Mel Brooks Buck Henry created series Get Smart. And his Doc was a role of a lifetime, at the show's height earning him nearly $40,000 per episode. In recent years, we saw Capel cameo in the 2008 Get Smart film reboot, and his last venture was 8 episodes for the CBS sitcom Be Positive. Today, Bernie's 88 years old and has a film set to release soon, titled Our Almost Completely True Story. Lauren Tweez. Julie McCoy was the cruise director and was cast the day before the 3rd Love Boat pilot was shot, chosen out of a pool of 100 other actresses.
If you want something, get it.
Sadly, Tweez struggled with a highly public cocaine addiction during the show, and after one too many no-shows, she was replaced after the 7th season. Thankfully, Lauren managed to break this dangerous habit and went back to school to train as a cheese specialist. She still does a bit of acting and video game voice work, but also works as a sous chef at a catering company in Seattle. Today, Lauren is 67 years old, and we last saw her in the 2021 film Potato Dreams of America. Yeah, Yet, although she's been clean and sober for almost 35 years, Twee still feels stigmatized by her former Love Boat castmates. But we're certainly proud of you here, Lauren. Fred Grandy. Who could forget good old lovable Gopher? The ship's chief pursuer was also an adorable pull for younger female audiences, and Gopher was almost always at the center of the show's plotlines.
Well, I guess if you put it like that, I don't see how I can say no.
Maybe because he had a hand writing them. He and Bernie Capel wrote for The Love Boat, 12 episodes to be exact. Grandy stepped onto the Hollywood scene in 1973 and nabbed a recurring role as Chris on the great B. Arthur-led Maude. Then, after his regular role in the short-lived Saturday morning show Monster Squad ended in '76, he got a passport and boarded The Love Boat. And when it ended in '86, he took a hiatus from acting, but in 2003 he returned to set and had a recurring role in season 3 of The Mindy Project in 2014.
Now I feel so doggone young, I could work forever.
He joined the doctoring team because Fred's own son, Charlie Grandy, was a writer for The Mindy Kaling Show. Grandy also hosted The Grandy Group, a morning radio talk show in Washington, D.C., and he had the credentials. In 1986, Grandy became a member of the United States House of Representatives. He successfully served 4 terms until he decided not to run in 1995. Today, Fred is 73 years old and really does it all. After Congress, he served as a CEO of Goodwill Industries International until 2000, but you can still see him on your TVs too. He was last seen in a 2020 episode of the Showtime comedy Moonbase 8. Ted Lange. Isaac Washington was the second most important person on this vessel.
Well then, stand back.
The handlebar sportin' bartender, of course. You can't have romance without some liquid courage. And Ted really enjoyed this role. Not only did it pay the bills and give him a cast of friends he would call family, but when out and about in Hollywood, Lange would frequently get free drinks from bartenders hoping that Ted would use them on the show. Lange began acting in '72. And quickly got a series regular gig as Junior on the show That's My Mama. Then he went straight into another odd sitcom, Mr. T and Tina. Lange also wrote the 1977 screenplay for Passing Through, starring the Jeffersons' Marla Gibbs. And he continued writing, penning 6 episodes of The Love Boat, and even directing 12. And he found a lot of success in directing, from 10 episodes of The New Gidget in '87 to more recent in 2012, with 23 episodes of The First Family. And maybe he learned some tips as a bartender, cause Isaac co-wrote a sex advice column titled Ask Isaac with adult film actress Jenna Jameson. He also appeared in the 4th season of Celebrity Fit Club and lost 28 pounds. Today, Lange is 73 years old, and his next movie is soon to be released, co-starring with Snoop Dogg, titled Blood Pageant. Bloody brilliant. Jill Whelan. Vicky Stuping is the young daughter of Captain Stuping and boarded the show mid-season 3. The show changed her life. Not only did she gain a new father in Gavin MacLeod,
My dad still thinks Fleetwood Mac is a hamburger chain.
but she got to dance with Ginger Rogers and became pen pals with Ethel Merman. Incredible. And for all you comedy fans, I have a role of hers you'll surely remember, but don't call me Shirley, as Jill was hysterical as the sick child getting serenaded and suffocated in the spoof Airplane. In 1999, Whelan stopped acting and started working as an investigative producer at a Los Angeles television station. But in 2012, she started up again with a role in the horror flick 6 Degrees of Hell. We last saw her in 2017's TV movie Take It From the Top, directed by the Love Boat's bartender Ted Lange. Whelan was also a prominent face for Nancy Reagan's Just Say No campaign against drugs. In 2017, she married former Denver Broncos quarterback Jeff Napple. Today, she is 54 years old and resides in LA with her 2 sons, and is also a Celebrations ambassador for Princess Cruises. How fitting. Seriously, such a lovable cast. It's no shocker that the success of this show led to a reunion TV movie and a reboot TV attempt in the late 90s. The Love Boat is a piece of entertainment that will never sink to the bottom of the ocean, so long as we remember it. So tell us, who was your favorite character on the show? And also, do you remember a fantastic guest star? What about when Tom Hanks came on board? Or possibly Betty White? Get in the comments and let's start listing some of those incredible guest stars. We love hearing from you all. As always, don't forget to click that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a memory. From all of us here at Do You Remember, thanks so much for watching.